against my enemies, yeah. You see, you wanted to save you, and then learn how to raise you. But I forget you're from the wilderness.
Hello everyone, what is up? I am Rob.
And I am Eamon.
And damn son, it's another Monster Fuzz episode.
A full one. It's all
What is going on? Hope everyone's doing well.
I am delivered.
Hope you're all doing well, wherever you may be. We've got a fun one today for you. We've got a bit of Brazilian. Who doesn't love Brazilians? Who doesn't love pink things? And who doesn't love river dolphins?
I mean, they are the triangle of desire. Pink things, river dolphins, and Brazilians.
When I asked you, Eamon, just before we started recording, what is this episode about? You said it's about a lad that comes out of a river and rides women and then goes back into
nearly.
the river.
You listened partially.
Right,
so
okay.
It's about a pink dolphin that turns into a man. He stands by the river.
Oh.
You know? He'd be giving girls the eye and all. Now he wears a little fedora because he has a blowhole on the top of his head. And he gets them pregnant. And then they're all like,
salacious.
Oi, for me, the purse is no.
Muy bueno.
Oi,
Spanish.
para.
Muy bueno Spanish, is it?
Muy bueno. Muito bomb is a very good bomb. Or boa. And it's a
Billy Bomber.
So boa noite is good night, but bom dia is good morning. Boa bomb. So there's the masculine and the feminine. Language where gender still exists. The A's and the O's.
Discrimination.
Well, it is, I suppose you could say, yeah. Like
actually, that's an interesting
Menina, menino, fila, filo, you know, for...
I wonder, yeah, that's food for thought, perhaps, how the sort of non-binary people are tackling that gendered language in those countries.
I don't know if you can, because like there's one thing about changing a pronoun, which is, I suppose, relatively straightforward, let's say, but to change the foundation of a language, you know, and again, because that's how you would differentiate between a daughter and a son. Yeah, it's the same word with an A and an O, so just the vowel is different. So, and again, maybe you don't need to differentiate because has the child decided if it's a son or a daughter? So, also mean? Like, probably just get on with your day and speak as best as you can. All right, okay. Do your best. Treat everybody with respect and do your best. Let's not entirely destroy languages that have been around for centuries. Let's just be sound as best we can.
That's an interesting take.
I think the pronouns are fantastic. Let's have the more the better as far as I'm concerned. But let's maybe not just uproot entire languages. That would be my tuppence.
No, I reckon they should sort it out.
You want them to just decimate Portuguese and build it back up from the ground.
Magellan.
He circumnavigated stuff. He was like, go around.
Christopher Columbus, he was supposedly Spanish.
Christopher Columbus.
Get rid of his language as well. He's bad.
Spanish, they'd have gendered language.
Ireland. Evolve new language. With all of everything.
Maybe we should have one language. The New World Order language.
Yeah. You know, English
chicken sandwich.
English colonial bullshit.
Yep.
Spanish colonial bullshit. Yep. Portuguese colonial bullshit.
Yeah.
So we pick a new one. Kurwa Beach, Polish. Go Polish.
To Polish? Did they have gendered language?
Cześć Beach. No.
It's
only male.
It's only... It's the most machismoic language in Kurva, fucking beach.
Kick and fucking punch, MMA.
UFC.
That's like, literally.
Hard lads, though. They're hard lads.
Fucking Zlati bitch. No, that's all.
Calabasa sausage.
The Mariusz.
Calabasas, not Calabasa, Cabresa.
Calabasas isn't
Calabasas. That's a different thing.
That's in California.
Woo! We're off to a start tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking the Portuguese.
It's Japanese, Mike.
No, there's only male in Poland.
There's only male. Was that the first place someone trans was? There's just males and males who identify as women.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. Important.
Those males who identify as women are some hot in the Eastern
that's all
Bloc.
they need.
Remember the first time all the Eastern European ladies came over and Irish lads didn't know what was going on?
Still happening, man, with the Ukrainians now. He says the next wave.
Yeah.
Again.
We've gone south of the hemisphere as well. They're coming from everywhere now.
Everyone's getting rocked.
It's getting rocked in the best way possible.
Yeah, it's like in Ireland, it's like a competition to out orange each other.
Yeah.
They're all
Usually they don't like the orange, but the orange march, you'll see that on a Saturday in most places.
Indeed. What is up, listeners? Woo!
Woo! Probably have to cut that.
Quick reminder to everyone to check out the Patreon if you can do. That'd be lovely.
Up to you.
That is where we get our income, and likely always will be, because we'll be demonetized on YouTube very quickly.
There's no way we're getting any cash out of this episode.
So speaking of Portuguese, por favor, if you can check out our Patreon. We are an independent podcast. We are at the behest of no one. Does that make sense?
We're at the behest of no one, riding on the waves of chaos, ghoulish behaviour.
Yeah, you get your exclusive episodes, access to our Discord server, and all of that other jazz over there. So head on over. We do appreciate it. And thanks to everyone that is already on our Patreon. We do love you.
Class lads.
Very much. Love you long time. Indeed. Emma, if they have any cryptid encounters, Corva Beach, if they've seen any fucking slippery fucking Portuguese.
Sunny Beach.
Have you seen any slippery Portuguese ballots come up out of the
ever
water?
Been out in the moonlight? It's a crescent moon. You're in the southern hemisphere, so the side of shadow is different to what we'd be used to. You're walking around. It's been a long day. A long day of harvesting coconuts and such.
Do they harvest coconuts in Portugal?
Why not?
Or in
Brazil. Probably. And anyway, so you're walking home, but suddenly you see this stranger in the difference. A man, a muscular, but kind of like more like, he wouldn't be like hench, but you have like a nice swimmer's body on him.
Is that how you describe someone of Elon's image? Muscular.
Musculous.
There's a dad joke for you there, though.
That's pretty good. That was quite good. I have not heard that before.
No, I made it up on the spot.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you a dad yet? You're
No.
going to make an amazing father.
No.
You're going to make an amazing father. With jokes like that.
Me no wear no condemn.
That's the first step to becoming an amazing father. So anyway, you're walking down and you see this beautiful man and he says things in your ear like, Oi,
Alright, yeah.
to the mind.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That sounds sexy.
Bom dia. Boa
Please
noite.
never that.
Sin cabaret in Norwegian. That means the whorehouse in night.
There you go.
Sin cabaret in Norwegian.
Oh, yeah. I like how you know that, but like very little other Portuguese.
Look, you just need to know the basics. Like, where is the whorehouse at night, etc. To be fair, my wife tells me all these, so I think it's fine. I don't know if she's trying to tell me something. Anyway, the lad rides you. He's a pink dolphin, goes back into the water. You're left sans father, and you have a child. That is the story of this. But if that's happened to you, monsterfuzzpodcast@gmail.com. I forgot we were talking about that because we were on such a wild digression.
Yeah, it's a tangential fuzz now today.
Look, today it's not, lads. It's gonna be one of them episodes. If you're into the stuff where we talk seriously, we bring you through the episode. We won't be doing that. This is probably going to be a silly goose time.
Silly goose time. Pink dolphins sounds good. Something erotic about a pink dolphin. I don't quite know what, but
Erotic. I think it's because it just looks like a swimming penis. It's very phallic.
Dolphins, of course.
Phallic mammal.
There was that story we might have talked about on the podcast where your mom used to work with dolphins and she was wanking them off.
Wank them off, yeah, to get them to focus. It's a good way of getting lads to focus. My teacher used to do that.
Yeah, that happened a lot in Peter's college, to be fair. Shouts out.
I don't know if they were trying to get them to focus. But look, a lot of A's and A pluses.
Yeah, no, dolphins, they are, I would say, they've become more attracted to humans, I believe, dolphins. They're starting to figure it all out and go, what are these humans all about?
Really? They're like, these boys are pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard a few whispers around now that dolphins are trying to ride people more often. And they're going after
they are now. To be fair, the dolphins have a darker side.
Sinister, do you reckon?
Well, the dolphin
Mr.
women
Sinister.
apparently Mr. Sinister. What happened to me? I'm very old. Apparently, anyone who hasn't seen the last episode of X-Men '97,
Won't get that reference.
Sinister gets very old and I've ruined it for you. Sorry about that. Yeah, so basically they're very promiscuous, the women. The reason, because some of the male dolphins, like men, like human males, women would be safer with a bear.
All right.
So they will sometimes kill cubs or whatever the dolphin small ones are called because they want to mate with the woman. So what the women do is they have sex with everyone, so you don't know if it's your kid or not, to reduce the chance of you trying to kill the youngins. And some people do that around here as well in these parts.
Does happen.
You know?
Does happen.
And it works.
Eamon, take us away on this magical journey of pink dolphins. I can't wait to hear more about it. I'm absolutely riveted here. Fill me in, please.
You certainly sounded. So, the legend of the Boto Corderosa says that in the Amazon River, there is a magical dolphin with shape-shifting powers who seduces and impregnates young women.
Oh, that would be more specifically the Oiiieeeee Geoffrensis, was it?
I didn't really feel like saying that. It's more specifically, it's Oiiieeeee Geoffrensis. But it was like, I felt that it would take away from the natural cadence and flow.
You're right.
But I'm glad that you dragged it back there. So we've upended the first paragraph of the podcast. One of those episodes, I'm afraid. So the indigenous ticunas of the Amazon say that the pink dolphin is a charming man who goes to the traditional festivities to get drunk and enchant women. And we've all been there. Have you ever crawled out of the water having shape-shifted from a mammal, from an aquatic mammal, in order to, enchant women and slide ride? Yeah,
yeah, I do it all
We've
the time,
all been there. We've all been there.
Done it quite a few times.
I've
did it last week.
Pulled myself up high on the shores of Wexford.
The beach is the place where I feel least sexy.
The beach,
yeah. You can't like it's the true equalizer. You know, it's like you get the top off.
Yeah, and there's always a small amount of people who are just totally fucking shredded. The shredders.
Like, what am I? I'm not impressing no one.
We're like, hey,
my bloated.
Do you make money by talking? Because I do. I don't have time to lift that.
But like, you're not like, you just know. So like the beach, you know, it's about the body, right? It's not about me then.
No, but you're about the mind and the mouth.
I can get away.
Two M's, Eminem.
If you're talking about wearing gaudy clothes, then that's more my wheelhouse.
You are pretty good.
But at the beach,
those tracksuit pants are pretty. He said with the spine shank t-shirt.
Cast the first stone.
Yeah, hey, I suppose that would be me.
That's. But like on the beach, you're just talking about like bloated, sort of pasty,
it's difficult.
white,
it's difficult.
Shite body.
Yeah, like. Even when I was in way better shape than I am now, crap. I still didn't have
crap.
Still, not, but the thing is, you're all right compared to a lot of the people on the beach, and then you see the lads who are the apex predators.
You're just not sexy at all. Like, you're just not sexy.
You're not No.
It's just not happening.
It's not happening.
I was in Valencia last year, and that was like fucking Muscle Beach. All motherfuckers going around tan and shit, looking well.
You're like a little pasty ass in there.
Just going around like a fucking.
Like, bent do you want to know about Loch Ness?
A bent up trash can walking up the beach.
You're rich in personality.
Speaking of bent up trash cans, a little digression. Do you know now there's actually an epidemic
bent up trash cans
of kids speaking totally American now in schools.
Really?
Yeah. Like Kara teaches kids.
Is that like because of the
they're on the fucking tablet all fucking day?
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're putting it in the trash.
My niece
say like spring break, spring break, and all that type of stuff.
What are you saying?
And they have American accents.
But my niece, like since she's been a couple of years younger, she's like 5 or 6 now, something like that. Anyway, but she is watching a load of like reality, I suppose, kids shows where basically the parents have made a dose of cash on YouTube and they just buy the kids mad stuff.
I heard there's a story about that where one of the ma's that was doing those YouTube channels, like she was keeping like the child like locked in a cupboard or something or a closet, and like she was only letting him out to make content and all. And she was like,
back you go.
Yeah, we've got 1,000 subscribers. Get back in there, fuck off, annoy me. Yeah. and they were like really popular. They were like super popular. They started small. Like say you or I, they were just normal people, They're like, right, let's do this YouTube thing. And then they took off on YouTube, and then loads of money, loads of fame, whatever. And now your one is in big doo-doo.
Tussle. Take a child.
The child protective services, yeah.
No, but the child goes to like a normal house where you don't have loads of cool YouTube stuff, and he'd be like, was better when I was in the cupboard for a week, and then when I come out I like got a pool and a slide and a load of like plastic balls to jump into and stuff.
Yeah, no, there's an epidemic and Irish children are losing their accents to fucking American TV.
Sure, look, do you know what I mean? That's what you're up against.
Mom. Candy, they say candy.
You can't be saying
They say
candy. Nah, Wappas.
They say candy.
Wappa bars.
Dad, forget about sweats.
Some money for the
Forget about
candy.
sweats.
Like, where do we know you? As far
Sweats
from
are
candy
gone.
you were raised. Sweats are gone. Milshon.
They're gone. But anyway, look, that's
Can I get some Milshon?
That's a story for another day, man. But
As
I
far
just
as
thought
I'm
I'd
concerned, look,
lift the lid and uncover the dark secrets of kids in Ireland these days.
I'm both shocked and appalled by what you told me. But on the other hand, America pretty.
That's cool,
class.
like, but you can't be at it though as well.
Like, can't be.
Listen,
at it.
yeah, I tell you one thing. If all American fucking kids were coming up with Irish accents, they'd be fucking, you'd be known about it fairly quickly. Like.
Americans think that was class. They'd put that on YouTube and make more money about it. And then the Irish kids would see the American kids pretend to be Irish and start talking like with the Irish slant again. Mm-hmm. All these things go full circle. Sooner or later, they'll be talking Gaelic again. You guys are talking Gaelic.
Put that Gaelic in the trash.
What the fuck is Gaelic, man?
Put that in a piece of trash. Go on, you piece of garbage.
Put my heritage into the trash, Mom. I'm talking USA.
Eamon, you're a piece of garbage.
You're a piece of garbage.
Get on with the name.
North American scum. Legend has it that in the early hours of full moon nights with parties, a pink dolphin will come out of the rivers and transform into a beautiful young man. Oh. He's wearing white, probably a lovely linen shirt and pants. Shank. Beautiful spine shank t-shirt.
Looks like Peter Andre.
Nobody change my time. And the album was called
New Disease.
That's right. Yeah. What a time to be alive. Bad old episode, this one. So he will then transform into a beautiful young man. Think
Peter
Paulo
Andre.
Costa.
Peter Andre.
Paulo Costa, I'd say.
No one knows who that is. Peter Andre.
UFC.
Peter Andre.
MMA. So he's wearing white clothes. He has a hat. The hat is to hide his aquatic nostrils because the transformation is not fully complete. So he'd be wearing the fedora and he'd be railing your one from the phone.
Bruno fucking Mars hat on him, little bastard.
I'd even catch a grenade for you. But he wouldn't stay around to raise the child with you, unfortunately. So he's communicative. He talks well to these women. He's a heartthrob. The Boto chooses a beautiful single girl and he takes her to the bottom of the river. Like there he impregnates her and then abandons her. Now there's variations on this. Sometimes they have the ride in a bed, like a lot of humans. The human way to have sex, predominantly in a bed.
They do.
Sometimes we will have sex on a floor.
It's not great.
A chair, a table. Most places other than the bed are rubbish, actually. Yeah. Garbage. You need
bed
to be
is
comfortable.
made for riding, one might wager.
Yeah.
With the springs. Actually, is that why we have springs in a bed?
I think it's to protect your back as well, is it? No,
I reckon it's for riding. It's purely for riding.
The Puritans with their big springy mattresses, they were
thou
shalt hit it from the back.
That's a field of research. Maybe March we can get into sex mattresses, because I think that's an untapped market.
Sex mattresses.
Well, because we can sort of market the springs, the type of spring in the mattress, and be like, this one will get you you won't be a 2-pump chump anymore.
You have like the
two-stone Mickey and a fast arse.
A pair of handlebars and stuff like that. Yeah, we should do that.
Shit, man. Like mattresses with like sex pillows molded into the middle of them.
That'd be cool. Fortresses, like sex fortresses,
stuff they've never even heard of.
Waterbed with dead fish on the inside that have died because
lumps in the mattress you can put your legs into if you want. You don't even know why, but you can do.
None of it makes sense.
No.
A mattress that's kind of like an oval, so like it goes above you as well, and you can hang from that to upside down. 69.
But you can get like reinforced springs in the middle and all, where you're going at it.
That's where you're gonna get the most.
You customize it. Like, where in the bed would you like the mad springs? That's going to give you a real fast.
Where in the bed do you usually indulge in coitus?
This is where the
like
fast
usually
Mickey
the middle. Big 2-stone arse and a fast Mickey. Fast Mickey, fast. A 2-stone Mickey and a fast arse even. So I'm getting very blustered now.
Oh yeah, sex mattresses.
Anyway, the legend is commonly used as a justification for mothers who, for whatever reason, and there's many, cannot say who their baby's father is. Like the dolphin, have they ridden around wantonly? Are they unaware who this child may belong to?
Did they have a child with the peasantry rather than the gentry?
Yeah, but the peasantry know how to ride, like.
That's the whole thing.
The bread and circus of the peasants. I got a swift ride. So this is why in some parts of Brazil, people who have a child with no father is called the child of the boto. Or the other part is that the legend is true, and there are shape-shifting mammals who are in the red for a lot of pending child support.
You're actually all right with your pronunciation there, because you said manimals.
Manimal.
So that actually
works.
Is
a manimal, yeah.
That works in this context.
Do you know, sometimes my gimpy tongue works with me.
Yeah, there you go. So, Eamon, we're going to find out all about the Ticuna people. Do they like Spine Shank, for instance?
We just don't their know. Favourite song isn't New Disease. They like, what was the other Spine Shank? Is that the only song they had?
So, the Ticuna are the most numerous people in Brazilian Amazonia. Or Paula, anything to the Ticuna? She's indigenous.
I don't know. Paula's a bit of everything. Paula is, she is a slave from Africa.
Right.
She's
John
also,
Africa.
Sorry?
John Africa.
John Africa, yeah. John Africa released the slaves.
Did you ever see that? Have you ever seen that clip? It's like Brendan Shaw was doing the sports thing with like Mike Tyson, Daniel Cormier, and like someone else. And he was supposed to say like John Jones or something. But he says John Africa. And then Mike Tyson goes, who the fuck is John Africa?
He says John Africa.
John Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. So wait, so there's a bit of African. Go on, give us the rundown.
African, Portuguese, and indigena, which is the gendered term for indigenous lady.
We can't have that.
I don't think the indigenous... Well, actually, the indigenous did have loads of different genders, didn't they? The native people, they had loads. So maybe the Brazilian ones did as well. I'll have to check with Paula.
The Aztecs were queer. They were.
Like the Spartans.
They were queer, yeah.
Everyone's queer.
Yeah, they were, the Aztecs.
What is queer, like, and again, speaking in a place of ignorance here, but not like mean ignorance. Back when we were young, queer was gay. But now, what's queer? Is queer just like...
It's a vibe, like.
Whatever you're having
yourself.
It's a vibe, like. But like, is it like, what is it though?
You're down to browns on. But like,
because
if you say you're queer, man, all bets are off.
What's the one
gloves
like?
Are off.
Demisexual is like you write everything.
I don't know, Eamon. Listen, we're two washed up, bloated white bodies.
I'd like to be queer. I just want to know a bit more about it.
How, like, no one is going to look at the two of us as some kind of like, in any way, important opinion about this.
When you're wearing a Spine Shank t-shirt, you're already pretty queer. All right, this is a pretty queer way to dress. I would
queers are down with the vibe, Eamon. You know what I mean?
But what, like, are they just like
need a bit of arse, need a bit of minge, whatever you want? That's queer.
It's only those two choices. You get that dick away from my mouth. I eat ass and I eat minge.
To quote Drake, oh, you lesbian, me too. There you go.
Yeah. You
Drake
love women. I love women.
Yeah.
Drake's a big lesbian then, is he?
Yeah.
Or is he queer?
He's both.
See, I don't know I don't know what it means. I just know I respect everybody.
I think queer is like you're down with the homies, like you're sort of like the summon out of Final Fantasy if the gays need you. You come down and help them out. But you're not gay.
Dave Chappelle's joke.
I think that's what that is.
About the car. And like there's a gay guy, bisexual, that they're a gay guy, a lesbian girl, and a bisexual in the car, and they're picking, all the gay people up, and then they stop by the queer person who's looking for a lift, and he just goes, I don't know where this car is going, but I want to get in.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Like
that's the vibe. Okay.
That's the vibe. Like.
I'm learning a lot, so I like vibes.
Yeah. You would probably, if you were born now, like, or if you were a teenager, I'd say
I'd be super queer.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
you'd probably be non-binary. I'd say
I'd be non-binary for
sure. I'd say you would. Yeah.
We all would.
Spine Shank t-shirt.
Everyone. I'd be like
going around with your mangina.
Having never heard him, put my willy between.
Yeah, you do mangina all the whole time. Walking downtown.
Do you do mangina ever?
All the time.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Tonetta.
Yeah,
I do.
I can't wait to put it.
No, I think
I would definitely be non-binary. That's not to say that I suspect it's some kind of social contagion. I would never say that, but I suspect if this was popular when I was that age, I would have been non-binary. Now I'm just so fucking straight.
No, you're fucking...
No, I'm going to be queer, like I said.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Yeah, no, I think, look, it's a vibe, you know, we're ignorant to it because we're old.
Well, we have a rainbow colored
boomers.
recording thing there,
We
so
do,
that's
yeah.
pretty... Is that... The rainbow one is just...
No, I'm an ally.
We're all allies, like. I hate the Nazis. I fucking hate the Nazis.
No, I am, man.
No, yeah, but sure, of
about you
course.
there,
We just
you're
want...
sounding a bit disingenuous.
We just want everybody to be happy. Get on well with each other.
So what you have to watch out for, though, I'll tell you who isn't an ally and who you don't want to watch out, or you want to watch out for, actually, is a pink dolphin man that comes out with water to ride. He's not an ally of anyone.
He's not
He wants to
queer
ride
either.
everyone.
He's
but
typical
he's not an ally.
cisgendered pink shape-shifting
He's
dolphin.
He's
classic.
beyond genders. The man is omni-gender. He has 8 Mickeys and 10 Buttsies, and he's ready to fuck.
I wonder if...
And then he's going to drown you like a fucking otter. So you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. He's got the otter tendencies and a lot of Mickeys and fannies. So watch yourself.
And he's all about not... He never wears a condom.
I just pictured the dolphin with like its underbelly, just a lot of Mickeys hanging down like udders, and then a lot of fannies.
Like a cat, like a pregnant cute cat.
Yeah, so today, right, so here we go.
We're back now. Everything's fine. Ignore what you just heard.
Today, they face the challenge of guaranteeing their economic and environmental sustainability. So they come in with that sentence after saying that. Enhancing their relations with the surrounding society while maintaining their culture. The masks, designs, and paintings of this people have achieved international recognition. According to Tikuna oral tradition, it was Oiiieeee, one of the principal culture heroes, of course, who finished the first Tikuna from the Red Waters, fished them from the Oiiieeee Creek, close to the springs of the South Geronimo River.
You know yourself.
Sure you do. These were the Maguta, traditionally, group of people who fished with a rod, from the verb magu, which means to fish with a rod.
Pretty cool.
And to collect, whatever. Who first lived near the house of Oiiieeee on Taiwajin Mountain. Even today, man, this is a sacred location for the Tikuna.
Yeah, there's still a certain amount of Tikuna left, which we'll get into in the next little bit.
Yeah.
So these are the guys who kind of, I wouldn't say popularized the legend, but one of the tribes. Now, this is really... This pink dolphin thing is like a big part of Brazilian folklore. So Invisible City, which is a series you can watch on Netflix, there's 2 seasons of it. What a time to be alive. But it does have the pink dolphin. There's a load of cool little Brazilian folklore guys. Their folklore, pretty cool.
Oh.
I wouldn't call the
good.
South American folklore crap. I would say pretty cool would be what I would.
I thought that was where you were going with it, like, and then you said, no, it's great.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. There's lads with back to front feet, so you can't track him. So you're going the wrong way that he's going. And
He used to beg on the town before, remember?
That's right, yeah.
That
No, I don't think he had him so that you couldn't track him. I think he had he'd been born with that issue.
Right.
But you couldn't track him if you were trying.
Yep.
I don't think he walked very fast either. So that might have got
maybe
him.
not. So that was good, Eamon. So today, this is a sacred location of the
So fucking sacred. So sacred.
So the place where some of the immortals reside and where the material remains of their beliefs are to be found, such as the remains of the house or the fishing rod used by the Oiiieeee. I'm playing a lot of Stardew Valley at the minute. Me and Kara are. We have a farm. Do you know what it's called?
What?
Cromwell's farm.
That's pretty cool.
Do you know?
That's really cool.
So anyway, it's all about the location, Eamon. And you're going to tell us right now what the fuck it's all about.
I am.
Yeah.
So according to the myths, the Tikuna originally came from the Oiiieeee Creek, situated on the springs of Sao Geronimo Creek, an affluent of the left shore of the Solomoes, the Amazon River. Speaking the Portuguese. So this is to illustrate basically that these guys lived on the riverbanks. So pink dolphins are relatively rare.
Oh, they're a thing, are they?
They are. Oh, yeah, they're real. They're real. And you do see them in the Amazon. So Colombia has a version of this myth as well. So it's like, you know, all those kind of countries that are sort of side by side. I think Colombia's on the other side of the Amazon than Brazil, I believe.
All them lads.
All them lads.
Is Colombia on the Amazon?
Colombia, yeah, links up with the Amazon. Little pink dolphins coming out there in the middle. And imagine being a pink dolphin.
Source of hippos as well, of course, from Mr. Escobar. He was in Colombia.
Yeah, that's right. But you're a pink dolphin. You can change into a man. Mm-hmm. You can ride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've been to a few places around the world.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking stop off at Colombia.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Put cocaine in me blowholes on.
Man, bit of cocaine. Big bundas. You know? I'd say if you're a dolphin who's attracted to women, Colombia, Brazil, pretty good place to be as well.
And then, like, because Colombian women are very well known for being...
The pink dolphin come out of the liffey and just be like, yikes, splash.
They beach themselves.
It's not worth it. Although now would it be okay because there's so many Brazilians and Colombians in Dublin that the pink dolphins are making a comeback.
I think no, because Colombian women are known for being very hot-headed, and so the good thing about the pink dolphin is it can slime back into the water when they're giving them a bit of heat, you know.
Well, I mean, obviously every man's dream, knock up as many as you can and go back into the ocean where they'll never find you.
Yeah, indeed.
So even today, this area has the highest concentration of tacuna, where 42 of the current 59 villages are situated. Initially, they maintained their traditional spatial distribution. In the 1970s, they had more than 100 villages, and today the distribution of tacuna villages has changed substantially, obviously. So these are the old ways. Some of the tacuna have relocated downriver as far as Tefe and other municipalities, and others have settled in other places that, unless you're Brazilian, you don't know, and I certainly don't know. The tacuna, there is 6 of the region's municipalities in Tabatinga, Benjamin Constant, Sao Paulo de Olivença, Amatora, Santa Antonio de Ica, and Tonantins.
All good places.
That's where the tacuna live. So we do have the first reference of the tacuna dates from the middle of the 17th century and comes from the book Novo Descobrimento de Rio Amazonas by Cristobal de Acuna. The reference transcribed below is found in this chapter 41, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
These tribes located on both shores of the river are continually at war with neighbouring peoples who, from the southern side, include the Corina, so numerous that they not only defend themselves from attacks via the river from the great number of the Agua, they also bear arms at the same time against other nations that attack them constantly via the forest. So these lads, like the Irish tribes, and it goes to show you as well, totally different sets of people, but it's still a dose of tribes breaking each other up, you know? But these are the lads, to give a bit of context to it, who I suppose create the story or literally experience these pink dolphins riding young women.
Right, so here's a few facts from the tacuna about Mr. Pink. So women, when they're menstruating, should not go near the river, since the dolphin can sense the state in the women, and the pink dolphin or bufeo can make her pregnant.
Now that's weird. So yeah, because I would have thought that when
the
late and you can't make her pregnant,
they weren't up on that back then.
The dolphins, I suppose, maybe their sperms can exist inside the body until it's gone, and then they'll swim, because they would be better swimming. The sperms, you'd imagine.
Oh, they'd be class.
They'd be very good at swimming.
According to Ismenia Ahui Cuellar, an inhabitant of Puerto Norino in the Colombian Amazon, the grey dolphins are guardians of the pink dolphins. What's that all about?
So there's less pink dolphins. So they believe then that, I suppose, the pink dolphins are like the king and queen on a chess set. Oh. And the grey dolphins, I suppose, are like the pawns and the rest of them.
I wonder, do the dolphins themselves know, like, these ones are pink, these are cool?
It is kind of a weird thing. Obviously, I didn't look into actual pink dolphins because we're a cryptid podcast. We don't do actual animals.
No.
But
Well, we do actually, but
no, we have done. Yeah, we've done a lot of them. But they are weird looking. Like, because you're so not used to seeing them. And I'm not sure if it's just a pigment thing.
Freshwater dolphin kind of, are they?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Because the grey dolphins are in the same waters as the pink ones.
So they must swim upriver, like, so there must be at least semi sort of freshwatery, right?
Yeah, I guess
like
so.
Seals, like,
well, the Amazon River, so like they're all these dolphins, but there's loads of, like I said, there's the greys and the pinks in the Amazon. I don't know why it is that you would have grey dolphins here in Ireland, blue dolphins. Why it is that you don't have pink ones. I'm sure there's a very logical, straightforward answer that we know because of the hubris of man, the data and intelligence that we have. But yeah, I don't know why these are more confined to the Amazon.
And it's mad that we're doing this podcast about the Amazon because, as we know, they've chopped down half of the Amazon now trying to fuel your brain.
It's been very difficult.
The amount of megawatts.
It's been difficult for me as well because, like,
that you're generating.
Well, it's not fair for the lesser beings that I should consume so much of the Amazonian oxygen, but at the same time, intelligence and knowledge are some of the most important things. Human being, we chronicle, and this is what I do with this podcast. I try to chronicle my massive intellect,
life in general.
One could not care about the peoples of the Amazon because they are like mere ants to me. My intellect is so vast, and even yourself, Robert, a mere unto mention compared to me. Yeah, I know you're like what's his name? Renfield, is that the little fella Dracula had as his familiar? Send you out to get me a few old cicadas to chew on or whatever. Fuel my brain.
Yeah, maybe. We could do that, Eamon. So now, would you believe though that the Ticunas believe that there are three worlds? The world above or the sky.
I remember, seeing that.
The middle world where humans and the aquatic world are. They also believed that the dolphins were from the world above, and one day they took advantage of the heavy rains to descend to the world below and to be closer to humans. Amazon spooks me a bit, I think, actually.
Yeah.
I think I would not like to have to walk along the banks of the Amazon for a long time.
It's full of things that could devour you.
I don't know how interested I am. I do like the idea, but also I do not. As a matter of fact, we have talked about it here many moons ago. There's a case of a woman, don't know where she was from, the girl
she came out
crashed,
of a plane. Yeah.
Survived for ages. But when she showed up, the local villagers thought that she was some kind of like folkloric creature. I don't know if it was one of these lads or it was something different, but something similar.
I'm not sure.
It was something similar.
Almost if you take away the fact that like we know what the fuck is going on, they'd be like, you got into a metal bird and you survived a fall from way up there and then survived another.
They didn't even know that. I think to them it was just so bizarre
to see
that in the middle of fucking nowhere where they work, where there's like no one around. It's like this random ass fishing fucking pontoon in the middle of the Amazon, and next thing this honky fucking rocks up in like a dress because she's like dressed as
if Ticuna. These are the guys. Do you ever see those structures on the giant wooden beams above the river?
Yeah.
So the Ticuna would be one of the tribes that live in those places. Which is pretty sick and tight.
Man. The Ticuna women are the leaders of the Ticuna, would you believe? So matriarchy.
Matriarchal, yeah.
Some dudes.
Awesome.
Allies.
Yeah, I would be an ally of them. Yeah, that's third wave feminism, I believe. Yeah.
So one explanation of the dolphin is that it wants to dominate women, and is an expression of toxic masculinity. Maybe the whole thing is not about sleeping with guys you don't know.
So I was thinking, like, what's the similar? So it's like it's a matriarchal tribe, let's say, but so that means that you take the mother's name rather than the father's, right? So the mother's lineage lives on. So with the folklore, then, do you think it's by women to tell other women, here, don't be handing out your flange, like, keep it to yourself?
Yeah, your flange, I says. How
don't be handing out your flange.
Right.
What the Portuguese for flange?
Portuguese.
Flange?
Flangito.
Flagito. A man's flange. Yeah. Which, again, perfectly fine.
That's,
flangita.
So you're talking, I'm
thinking, like, if, let's say it's a sort of a cautionary tale.
It is.
What's the reason? Obviously, women can get pregnant, but then in the tribe days, you'd be thinking, you know, the more you get pregnant, the better. They'd be trying to create as many kids as they could.
Is the pink dolphin, let's get deep. Is it the reason that the folkloric tale exists is because it's like pink dolphins are beautiful, but that which is beautiful rides around all the time.
Could be.
So you have to be careful of it because people are, you know, it's like fucking, you know, it's throwing itself as like Brad Pitt or something, you know.
Well, I think it's the way, isn't it? Where like the
Throwing pipe.
The guy can leave, and I suppose the girl can leave the baby as well.
Yeah,
but like if she obviously can't leave it while she's carrying it for 9 months or whatever. So, and I wonder to what extent in small tribes like that, dudes would just be like, I didn't ride her.
Yeah, it's strange. Like the whole way it goes either patriarchal or matriarchal is quite interesting because there's like almost more of an sort of a compelling argument to be like, it almost makes more sense to be matriarchal just simply because they raise the generation and they also produce them.
Yeah, I would tend to.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, to a degree, like, but then there's obviously the counter arguments on the male side of things. But I always, as a male, did feel a little bit detached from the whole, like, gestation and pregnancy. I wonder even me calling it gestation, like, that shows you how fucking, like, what the fuck is that?
It's like it's in a petri
kind
dish.
Of like a fucking some of alien.
But it's funny because is part of it then, like, to your point, because the woman carries it and sort of historically would have raised it, not necessarily on her own, but she was the provider, or not, sorry, the man was the provider, the woman was kind of raising the children and whatnot, is then the fact that they hold on to the male name almost to try and counterbalance that is one way of looking at it. And then maybe in a tribe like this, they would go the opposite way and they'd say, no, well, since she does all this work, the name should go with her, in order to put the balance totally over in the kind of
because like back then, like are the lads like hunter-gatherers? Yeah, you're out with the lads having a crack, slaughtering a couple of animals, having fun.
You're living on the river, so there's a whole lot of fishing.
Right, laugh. Yeah. So maybe the woman is doing a bit more in that circumstance. Because I always thought of it like, the woman's arsing around camp, fucking, she might be stacking up a couple of rocks to make a fire. But then actually, I think they're probably doing more.
Yeah, well, like when you think about it,
but then I don't know.
Like there's a thing about you don't, because I wouldn't have realized, having not really been around children much, because I'm legally required to say. But when my niece was born, and I would have been kind of traveling over to see her, you see then with my sister, like she just hasn't slept right in half a decade, and she's constantly tired, and there's constantly stuff they have to do. And it's all because kids are little sociopaths. They're not like, oh, mom, you look tired, I'm going to put myself to bed tonight. Like they're like, no, I want.
Oh, no, you're an NPC as soon as you have a child.
Exactly.
Them little fuckers don't give a fuck.
And if you can imagine the birth rate that you would imagine tribal people would have had, they would have been pregnant fairly regularly, you know, conveyor belt. And like, imagine having to raise all those children while the men are out hunting or whatever. So I don't know about the Takuna, but I know a lot of other tribes had like the communal thing where no one was really sure who was whose father, but the whole community raised the children.
Celts and all were at that.
Yeah,
so kind of
dangleberries and all.
Yeah, it was just they didn't know what was going on, so they were like, may as well raise him.
They're just like,
is he mine?
Is he mine? Who's to know? I wonder if they even had that concept of mine. Like, did that concept exist when you were like...
Yeah, because you don't know whether really they had a hard and fast rule for monogamy either, so it's like...
Yeah, you'd imagine not in those kind of tribes.
That would have been... Yeah, because like, obviously when you were entering a relationship back then, they probably did have that discussion, like, are you piping anyone else or what?
Yeah, but like, can you even have that? Like, is it a relationship or is it a whole thing where you just...
I think sex was a lot more primal back then, though. Yeah. I think it was very much like... I don't think sex would have been a great time for women back then at all.
I was about to say that. I'd say there's probably a lot of assaults and all that sort of stuff.
Lads coming under dingleberry arses fucking up to no good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But then again, was that even a... Like...
Oh, yeah.
That, no, I know that it would have been a thing, but like... Would it have been, because in Ireland wasn't illegal to like R-word your wife until like the 70s or the 80s. They were just probably. Like, no, but sure, that's what you do. Like,
I'm not smiling at R-word, I'm smiling that you know how to do R-word already. You're learning quickly.
I've learned when my massive brain, the YouTube algorithms, I'm swimming alongside them.
YouTube into you in some kind of mad
or word. Who would have thought to replace that for the other wire, you know, it's just...
You've inhaled all of YouTube, you bastard. You have all the analytics and all the power and everything.
I know how to make this podcast great again.
No, I'd say like literally our notion of sex.
Yeah,
I
totally different.
don't think...
But sex, the funny thing is when we have sex or when we're in a fight, and we're not in fights very often, loads of sex, but that is probably when you're at your most primal, and we're people who are very much in our head. So even at my most primal, I'm still like thinking about garbage, you know. And so I do wonder about some guys. I know some dudes like, and if they go out, they can't help but try to ride. It doesn't matter if they're married, they're single, like it doesn't matter. There's just these dudes who just like...
I think that's like psychological though. I don't think it's like...
I think you're probably right, but do you think there's anybody that could have leftover monkey shit? That like it just informs their wants and desires because it's...
Yeah, probably. Like,
you know?
There's people that just act on feeling rather than... Or vibes rather than actually thinking it through. Like,
but I wonder is it because you know the way you see people like who fall for say partners that they should not be with, and they probably know they shouldn't be with them, but they have a feeling that's kind of forcing them to do this. And I do wonder that about people who like just, you know, they have a house, they're married, blah blah blah, and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna gamble it all to just hook up with some randomer who I'm not even that attracted to.
Yeah, that's tall, like primal.
It's some sort of a thing. So you wonder then back then.
Footsie has been the ruin of many a man.
No one teaches you how to control the dangly thing between your legs and to be like, hey, you need to fucking get that shit under control. Like,
women don't know the struggle of being
there's been
man.
Speaking of trans and queer and all that sort of stuff, but there's been women who said that they went on the hormones to like transition into men, and they were like, whoa, like when they realized that
the crack, like,
because like, I'm not saying like it's so hard to control, you women don't understand, but like it's a thing that you have to kind of obviously grow into, figure out, and then be like, right, I can't just take my dick out at work and start beating off. You know, like
you let that 3.5-inch floppy yours out of the cage and everyone's done, son.
You know what I mean? No. But it's a scary thing, like scary responsibility.
Scary.
I'm like Peter Parker. It's a gift and a curse.
Scary Mickey.
Scary era.
Spooky Mickey, they calls him.
Scurvy Mickey.
But no, for sure. Look, it's interesting. Pink dolphins riding.
Well, we're nearing the end of this this episode.
Your intellect has been amazing today.
I don't think it's more so my intellect. I think it's just the level of here's the thing. When you're this massively intelligent, you know what to copy and paste from the internet to make a riveting episode. And the fact that you've been trying to
I haven't. I've
scupper the efforts.
I've been lapping it up.
No, I think
I'm quite the contrary.
Together, it's amazing what we're able to create. So what we're going to do is now we're going to play it out. We're going to play it out. Or you scuttle the whole thing.
With your funky ass.
Get your funky ass out of here. So here's a story.
Brazilian
story.
Huh? That would have been funny. I nearly had a cramp. That would have been funny on camera.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. So Rosita was a young indigenous girl of 18.
Yikes. Anthony Kiedis. The building.
What I got to give it, put it in you. Ooh, Anthony. That song hasn't aged well. Reeling with the feeling, don't stop, continue. But he did realize he didn't want to be a miser. Confide wisely, you'll be the wiser. She lived in a house near the banks of the mighty Amazon River. It's very strong.
The rivers of Babylon.
Muito forte, huh? Fucking bar you. So every day she went to the river to get water to bring back to her family's home. Obviously there's no salt in it and they distilled it, I would imagine. One evening at dusk, while fetching water, she departed from her usual habit and stood at the riverbank watching the current as the sun set, hypnotized by the moving water.
Watch out.
We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
She was reassured by the calm current, the secluded bank. She undressed.
Oh, steady now.
She took off her dress and dove into the river, refreshing the Sinkabawechanoicha. So she dove into the river, the yellow and blue light district. Blue light is where all dudes are, isn't it?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
I've
Probably.
been there. She dives into the water naked.
Oh.
Naked hair, naked
Does she have-
18-year-old
does she
body
have
swimming.
breasts?
Big, mad
Jesus
ditties and all. Big,
not
mad
mad, yeah.
ditties. What do you like? Big, mad ditties?
Ditties,
big
no.
hips
Arses
and all.
and everything.
Arses.
Yeah, titties and arses, man.
Freshly saved minge. I wouldn't say any of the minges are shaved down there now, but
No.
the smell of
coming out the arse
coconut
probably
water
as well.
and the
Also, I was only thinking about that. You're talking about drinking river water and all. Like,
yeah, it's not great.
I say, like, oh, stop. I think about worms coming out of arses and all sorts.
Oh man,
Parasites.
sexy.
It's grim.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like,
They probably have natural dewormer. They just be eating them rabbit's ears or whatever, like, you know.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Wasn't that what they said in the mini fuzz that came out in the future?
Yeah, it was
or
actually.
in the past,
it was,
last
yeah.
week's.
I don't think it works, but yeah.
We should look. We give it a go. If there's any bunnies out in the Amazon,
Yeah.
they're gone now. So she was distracted with the wonderful sensation of swimming nudies in the water.
As it would be.
And then she noticed another pair of eyes secretly watching her from the riverbank. Suddenly, overcome by this weird feeling that someone was watching her, she shivers. There's a young man standing on the muddy bank, not the muddy bank of the Wishka. That's from Nirvana. He smiles and he stares brazenly at her naked body. Oh,
my
no
God.
shame. Now she becomes embarrassed when she sees that he's not averting his gaze, but now he's looking into her eyes, not looking at her big mad butsy, looking into her eyes like a gentleman. Spontaneously, as if controlled by a I wouldn't say a sinister force, but that is what's written here.
Sinister.
Yeah, I'm so old. She stood up from the wall like Anikitas.
Mr. Sinister eats ass.
Anikitas is Mr.
Yeah,
Sinister.
he is Mr. Sinister.
What I got to get it, put it in you. Breaking the girl. So she moves towards this man. Her feet move in small, constant steps, pulling her towards this fella with a magnetism she can't resist. The enchantment forced her to fall into his arms. She begins kissing him. Rosita whispered to the stranger, "Who are you and where are you from?" And the man replies, "I am a fisherman from the river." All the while maintaining eye contact. "I would like to be with you always. What is your answer, my beauty?" Yes, the purse is full, she replied, as if hypnotized. They spent the night together in a passionate embrace, making love the entire night. All night. Now, I will say, if you're going to be making love for the entire night, bring a bit of lube, because it'll hurt.
As long as you've ever rolled.
3 days.
No.
3 days, man. 3 full days.
3 days.
It was Good Friday. We started on Good Friday and we weren't finished till Jesus was back again.
Worse Sunday.
I was on bath salts. I was up to my eyes.
Oh my God.
The longest.
Full.
3 bags full. I don't know. As long as like a long. I've ridden into
Years.
unejaculate. I've ridden into the place of no. I've ridden into cul-de-sacs. The place of no return. What about you? How was your longest big?
Hours, man.
Probably just
Whatever I feel like.
it's up to yourself.
No.
You control the pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, Mickey's.
That's why they call you Octo Dad.
Yeah, Mickey's.
Pretty good. From that night forward, they met every evening at sunset and spent the night together under the shining stars and in secrecy in the dark, making love.
Joke me or what?
Riding.
Oh, man.
They were out there banging.
Stop with this one.
Coming in the shower. It wasn't me. On the banks of the Amazon. Wasn't me.
Mills and Boone.
Mills and Poon. Finally, her father confronted her about where she was at night. Although she was a simple and shy girl, she replied bravely to her father with the force of a woman in love. "I am in love with the fisherman. We are both in love and we are going to get married."
Stupid bitch.
Toma. Toma means take it in Brazilian Portuguese. The father, never seeing his daughter react in such a way, agreed to meeting the fisherman and talking with him. Later that night, the young fisherman came to Rosita's home and asked her father for permission to marry the daughter.
Nice fella. Good chap.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Knowing that his daughter was in love with the mysterious fisherman, the father reluctantly agreed and allowed the young fisherman to sleep with his daughter in their hut.
Unheard of.
Bananas. It's before Brazil went full Catholic, I suppose. The tribal people, I don't know what they worshipped. Probably not Jesus anyway. Probably Scientologists on the banks of the Amazon, yeah. As time went on, the young fisherman slept with Rosita every night, but mysteriously, he left every morning before light. But he did return after dusk, kind of like a sort of a werewolf kind of a character, but a dolphin. However, one morning, Rosita's lover did not leave before sunrise. As he always had previously, just get mental images, you know what's coming. And he remained sleeping in the bed with her after the sunrise.
Are you joking me or what?
Are you joking me? I'm not joking you. This happened in Brazil. Rosita awoke that fateful morning feeling a strange wet body at her side.
No.
Terror. A woman's worst nightmare. A woman's worst nightmare. She opened her eyes and was shocked at what she saw in bed. She screamed loudly. We're building the tension. I'm not telling you what it is yet. Her father heard her scream. He rushes into the room with a shotgun. Tells his daughter.
Forget the bitch.
Incredibly, there was a pink river dolphin in Rosita's bed.
What the fuck?
It was trying to get away, but an aquatic mammal on land, hardly. He was flopping around the place like he had in human form the night before. No doubt. A mad Mickey. An insane mad Mickey. So he can't get away. Far from the water, the pink dolphin fell to the floor off the bed, where only minutes, hours previous, he was indulging in wonderful coitus. He's now just a suffocating dolphin. What a tragic turn for this man.
Close to the sun.
Yeah, and this time it's serious.
That's you run out of oxygen, son.
It's over.
Come here, telling me, did you get out of it?
Wait to hear this now.
Alright.
Wait to hear this. Father's after running out with a shotgun.
Right.
He came in to blow dolphin heads off and chew gum. And he's all out of gum.
Oh no.
Right?
He shot the dolphin? Why would you shoot a dolphin?
He shot the pink dolphin in the head. He fucking blew the mask off it.
Like, what threat is
Rosita's lover.
Poor Rosita.
After that day, the young fisherman never returned, as he had been shot in the head as a dolphin.
What was that film with your man that was a mermaid, but she came up on land? She was
The Little Mermaid.
No, it was a real life one. And the mermaid was the mermaid. There was the crack with it. There was a What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Just a film.
No, let me just ask that question. Yes, Splash is right. But let me ask that question as you asked it to me.
That's what I was doing.
It was like you were just smelling burnt toast. Like you just went, what was that film? The Mermaid? The Mermaid? The Mermaid?
Splash Man.
The Mermaid?
Splash.
So you were stuck in a loop.
The Splash Man. I told you.
No, you did. You got there eventually. It was class.
Who was splashing that? What was your man's name?
Dana. Not Dana Carvey.
That one when I was
the one who was in Kill Bill.
I was a young Tommy Pubes watching that film now, and it was a bit of an awakening.
That was Tom Hanks in that, wasn't it? Her name.
He was Tom Hanks. I was Tom Wanks.
Thanks. T Hanks.
No, that was a good one.
Her name was Dana something or other.
I think at the time I did
Harvey.
believe in the possibility of going out with a dolphin at that age.
Yeah,
that was a sexual awakening.
No, she wasn't. She was a mermaid, right? And she would just get legs when she went on land. She wasn't a dolphin. Yeah.
Well, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shania Twain in "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" video. She was sexual awakening.
Understandable.
It's fairly banging.
Yeah, Shania Twain. Wow. For me, the first big one was Buffy the Vampire Slayer
as well.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer season
Buffy
1
was more like wifey material, but like Shania Twain was like, ooh, you know.
Yeah,
raw.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
You know,
to be fair, I think back in the day I used to watch Top 30 Hits. Do you remember that?
They would show like Top Gear.
So watch Top there, and I'd just be looking at Jeremy Clarkson and be like, "Fucking, there's wife material now." If I ever saw it, bring me around the place. Top 30 Hits, and they would show you like what 30 seconds of each.
They would, yeah.
Song.
About that, each song. It was a rundown of the charts.
You would be taxed. You would be tasked.
I know where this is going,
you would be
but
tasked,
our listeners don't.
You would be tasked with looking at the hot women on the top 30 hits.
Of course, you'd be trying to synchronize with the 30 seconds.
Of course. Sometimes you would land right on the money. Other times you'd finish on brimful of Asha. It was hard to know what way it was going.
One man's Shania Twain's, another man's Bomb Funk MC.
Well, this is it.
Or I Felt 65 or something.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba doo.
Is there any more to that story?
He shoots the man in the head. It's getting pretty tragic. She dies during childbirth and gives birth to a dolphin.
Does she?
There you go.
And does
I don't think the dolphin, he shoots it in the head again.
Thought I told you to stop coming around here. That's a shame.
Every woman's worst nightmare to wake up beside a pink dolphin.
Is it though?
Nah. I'd bring it to the water and frolic with it.
That sounds like a sex toy, a pink dolphin.
Pink dolphin probably is a sex toy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. When you said that, I was like, that's surely a vibrator.
Sure, it's under the pillow the whole time.
What's the bad bunny? No, the little...
Bad dragon?
No, that's the monster sex toys. What's the rampant rabbit?
What is it? Rampant rabbit?
Yeah, that was the one Sex in the City, I think, popularized.
Right. That's the one that has the little zzz to get you on both ends.
Yeah.
Class. They don't... I mean, the men just have a much more simple sex organ, isn't it? The old penis.
Sort of a sexual, sort of degenerate episode today. I mean, what have you got to say for yourself?
This is an accurate reflection on the people of Brazil. Very sexual people.
Right.
They believe heavily in Christianity, but they do not practice what they preach. Well, they're no.
Hypocrites.
I'm joking. They're no. It's an interesting. To be fair, outside of us, completely Scotland, the whole episode. It is a pretty interesting piece of folklore in that people at one point would maybe believe this so as to save someone, like in Ireland. If you were able to say, oh, the bog monster came out of the peat bog and made me pregnant. Selkie. But not even the Selkie. Like, we sent women to laundries when they had kids outside of marriage, where the Brazilians were like, just telling them the fucking pink dolphin got you up the duff. Yeah. If we had had a bog monster, the pink bog monster, that might have saved countless people going to the laundries.
Maybe, that could have been it.
The Irish, for all our stories, we couldn't come up with a story to save those women.
Very sexually charged episode, so I'd like to...
Yeah, I'll be rubbing one out after this.
Apologise to all of our listeners.
I think...
Of course, the name and episode, which...
They're all
more likely to go...
They're all actually episodes. The majority of the episodes are episodes. I'm actually running out. I'm not running out material. I have loads left, but like it's not as fun. So we'll go for a few old ghost tales maybe after this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. Well, no. We're going
ghosts.
to actually no.
Sex ghosts.
You did
a one on sex ghosts.
Yeah, it is. But I don't do any material apparently.
Do all the
videos.
I don't do any of the editing. I'm just saying, like, you're accusing me.
No.
They're like,
you does all that.
No one after listening to this other episode, Eamon is just scuttling. It's like, no, I wrote that. I did that too. Lads.
No. What I'm saying is next week is Loch Ness Monster part 1. We're going to be visiting quite a few Loch Ness Monster episodes in the lead up to going to Loch Ness. So it will be handled roughly in the same format as Bigfoot, where we'll do an Origins episode because there's probably enough there for that, and then we'll do more like modern sightings, and we'll kind of tie in a lot of the other things that are kind of tied in with Loch Ness Monster, including the absolute plethora of Lake Monster episodes we've done. Mm-hmm. So you have like Ogo Pogo. We haven't done Champy yet, have we?
The Lake Champlain. I think we might.
I think it might have come up in one, but I don't know whether we did Champlain.
Was he the one where they were saying that the picture was a tree?
That's all of them.
That is
literally all.
That's actually all of them.
I don't know if we did Champlain. Maybe we did do Champy. I think you're right, because Ogo Pogo and Champlain are quite similar in my brain. But we've done
they're all quite similar to be.
So we will tie all them in together. It'll be nice to finally getting around to doing Loch Ness. He's one of the heavy hitters of the cryptozoological sort of.
Are we going to try go like mad into this with the whole Alistair Crowley manifest and the creature and everything? That's one I really want to know more about.
We're getting into the nitty gritty of the Loch Ness Monster, and we will do it justice. Because Loch Ness Monster, let's be honest about it, with Bigfoot, is one of the sort of the pillars of cryptozoology. Yeah. Without it, you can say that nowadays, you can say, there's no evidence, it doesn't make sense, whatever. But without it, Monster Fuzz wouldn't be a podcast, and like 90% of other cryptozoological things probably wouldn't have happened, because it's an interesting one. It sparked a lot of people's minds. It got them talking about it. It became this widespread mainstream kind of idea. And indeed, it ties in with all folklore and all that bollocks that we bring up in every episode.
What do you think are the 4 pillars of cryptozoology? Bigfoot, Loch Ness for sure. Gets trickier after that. Like popular ones, I suppose, are Chupacabra, Mothman, Dogman.
I think Mothman is there. He's another one.
He's a different kind, isn't he? Because the other two are potential like relics of the past. Yeah. Mothman's like some sort of weird.
Mothman is like more. Yeah, Mothman's kind of cultural as well. Like, so he's.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So he's like cool.
Yeah.
He's like cool. So like you get into cryptozoology from Bigfoot and Loch Ness, but then it's the likes of Mothman.
When
and
you
all
hear
that
about Mothman,
yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
You know, you're like, what the fuck?
And then I would say Chupacabra.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. And as we all know, when we do Chupacabra, that'll be last episode of the podcast ever. So we're staying away from, because he was the cryptid that me and Rob bonded over.
There you go.
We watched. When we watched that bad DVD where they're on the boat getting chased by chupacabras. I think I have that somewhere in the house. Yeah, I must look for it. We could do a watch along.
Yeah, we could.
That's surely.
I doubt anyone has access to that. It's probably not even on the internet.
Well, I have it on DVD. Physical media.
Yeah, physical media, right.
They're trying to take your guns.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, folks. Hope you enjoyed this fucking shit show.
Yeah, that was a bit of a train wreck. Fun though. It was an enjoyable one to do.
I enjoyed that.
We covered. We found out we're both queer, so that was pretty cool.
It's good to get the giggles out.
Yeah, it's fun to get the giggles out. Please remember, this is a comedy podcast about monsters.
Low stakes.
So if you got offended about anything,
low stakes,
go fuck yourself. Like we're joking.
Low stakes, low effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's all good. Thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate all the support, all the listens. We appreciate all the shares, subscribes, all that. You're good lads and ladies and folks and everything in between, queers, all that. What? I'm Rob. I'm Eamon. This is Monster Fuzz.